Okay, and reconnection successful. I need to figure out why that's happening. Because it happened last stream also, and I'm not sure why. It's maybe different stream settings would help. I'm not sure how I would identify why the stream dropped. Is basically what it comes down to. Is I'm not sure how to identify, because like I didn't have anything happen in Guild Wars specifically. I do need to remember to get another screenshot because this is going to require another thumbnail. Okay. Grab my iron ingots. I think the most important thing here is an armor piece, and I'm going to get Charhide armor. Always get armor from Corwin, never get armor from Benoit. Goodbye, Ringmail. Hubrick, you served me well, but you are no longer good. I mean, that's true. It would be more resilient to problems. Benoit's inferior 35 AL armor when I can get 50 from Corwin. It's an honor to meet you, Sophelia Ash. I suppose you're wondering why Prince Rurik asked you here. I'm afraid I can't say, really. Captain Kalhan is in charge, and I'm not so important that they tell me anything, to be honest. I do know there's trouble ahead. You should gather a few allies before going in to talk to the captain. He's the sort to send you right into the fray as soon as he sees you. Rightio. Do I want to change any of these? I think I'm okay with my attribute spread for the moment. I think I'm okay with it for the moment. Part of me would like to go do this first, though, so I can get Watch Yourself. Let's just do the Great Northern Wall. Swim maps and models. Oh, now that's interesting to me. Yeah. Are you in my Discord, Fjord? I think ! Discord should bring up a thing for it. But yeah, if you can drop a link in like the general channel or whatever to that. I would certainly be interested. Okay. Let's make sure we get a screenshot for a thumbnail for part 2. We fear the charge General Bonfaz Burntfur is planning a mass raid on the wall. Head north into enemy territory and find out what that mangy beast has planned. Mangy beasts. Because if nothing else, it would be really neat to be able to look at the maps themselves in more detail. And just be able to, like, archive them, as it were. I don't know. This game has such a special place in my heart. Why am I feeling confused? That's because that's where we come back from when we run back over the bridge. What would be particularly interesting would be to overlay the pre-searing and post-searing Ascalon maps and just kind of make comparisons. There's a the map viewer for Dark Souls. Probably works for a lot of FromSoft games actually, and it was really interesting looking at the Dark Souls 2 maps, and in particular, like seeing how they overlap each other in a lot of impossible ways. But was particularly interesting. Oh, Armored Core 6. Yeah, I haven't played that one. I've heard that it's a lot of fun. But in Dark Souls 2, there's a long path to where the final boss is, and I'm like, why does this feel like it takes forever to run on? And then I looked at it in the map viewer, and I'm like, oh, it's as long as like the entire rest of the level. Yeah, I've played the Dark Souls trilogy and Elden Ring. Yeah, I've seen those too. It is hilarious. It is wild to see. And like the Elden Ring world already feels big when you're playing that game, but But yeah, it's been wild seeing the scale difference between Armored Core 6 and Elden Ring. I am super looking forward to the Elden Ring DLC that they have announced will exist with a splash image, and that is literally it. And the name is like Shadow of the Archer or something. You know nothing about Elden Ring, just played AC6. Yeah. Alright, thank you, Fjord. Man, I'm really glad they gave me a wild blow. Good old shielding hands. I'm a little surprised there's not a maintained enchantment for damage reduction, now that I think about it. You wouldn't want it to be very high, but... I think back in the day, these would have had insignia built into them, too. Yeah, kinda. It definitely seems like a space that could have been delved into more. Bonding is such a weird thing to do. It like fits into the game very weirdly. Just because there's no aggro management. I remember doing it back in the day though. Bond everybody up and then use the signet on recharge to maintain your energy. Yeah, that's true. Because you can really hang back when you're bonding. Yep. Yes. Yeah, that was definitely... Oh, what was that one called? Old pre-builds. It was the Pyromancer. Yeah, Mind Burn, Energizing Winds, Fireball, Searing Heat, Firestorm, Margros Invocation, Res Sig, and Fire Attunement there. Yeah, I mean, the idea is changing the overall environment, which is an interesting idea. Unfortunately, some of these pre-builds don't work quite properly anymore. This one is a terrible build. Don't do this one. Because there's the... This one's also a terrible build. DW Healer is healing prayers. No, this one's just bad. Never mind. This one's just bad. Phi Boon Healer. This one doesn't work anymore because it's a healing bar that tries to use Divine Boon, but at some point they made Divine Boon only affect Divine Favor and Protection prayers, not healing prayers. So this one doesn't work properly anymore. Yep. I have screenshots of that, like, choosing process. Then there's this Protection Healer with Bonetti's defense. It's not even really healer. Shield of Regen is only barely a healing skill. A Minion Master where the elite is energy drain for some random reason. This Warrior's Bane that you could be forgiven for thinking was a Mesmer, but it's actually a Necro. Fang of Melandria. This one, I remember using this one. I believe Twisting Fangs was in energy, or was in Dagger Mastery. It's in Critical Strikes now. I mean, you're not wrong in that Animate Bone Fiend is a ton of energy, but you also have Soul Reaping. And when this was made, this was before Soul Reaping had a cap on a number of times it could trigger in... Because now it's like 3 times in 15 seconds or whatever, however that rolling setup works. But it used to be just always... Hey, Salty. Good to see you, Salty Grease. That's true. It wasn't as big of a deal in PvP. Just casually sneak in here and grab that. I need to go get the other one, though. Man, the days back before minions were capped, too, when you could have an army of like 20, 30 minions. Yeah. That's fair. But those days with the... before the minion cap, I feel... Because these days, it's like, oh, Bone Fiends are just hands down the best DPS minions. Now, I think the melee minions are good for, like, swarming the enemy and sort of, like, body blocking or whatever, but they're not as good for damage as Bone Fiends, right? Because ranged. But, like, so a lot of people are like, well, you can only really bring one animate spell because they're cannibalizing each other's spot within your cap. But back before there was a cap, that wasn't an issue, right? And that's kind of interesting to think about, too. So that was a big difference on stuff. I have like a screenshot of me having a bunch of minions on a Necro from way back then. Yeah. Because you could have filler minions. It didn't matter as much. Wasn't there also a build of the game where you could have X of each minion? I'm not sure. I don't remember that. I could absolutely see them trying something like that. But that's not something I recall. They may have done internal testing. Fat-fingered. Yeah, okay. So the path underneath the bridge would lead to Kill Trusty B, but I need to go get the rest of his stuff anyway. I wish we got more of these mission maps as explorable maps. They did some with the War in Kryta, but just some of the Crichton missions. Yeah, Devourer spawns over here. I still really like the core design and concepts with MMs or with minions in this game. I just like the way Necro uses corpses as a resource is just such a neat mechanic. And I understand why it's not in Guild Wars 2. It just would not make any sort of reasonable sense. Could you imagine Aura of the Lich in Guild Wars 2 in the middle of one of those giant Zergs that have like slaughtered 100 enemies, and you just use it and it's just like spawning all of those minions at once? Yes, crashing the server. Yeah, the Necro becomes the Zerg. Man, I would love conceptually. It depends on execution is everything. But a StarCraft MMO could be so fun. Could you imagine playing some sort of Zerg character that can like spawn Zerglings? That would be great. I just want to see more I love StarCraft. I spent so much time with StarCraft back in the day. I want more things set in the StarCraft universe than 2 RTSs and their expansions. And like one of those things where StarCraft Ghost, and you look at some of the screenshots from that game, and Did You Know Gaming is a great journalism channel now. For games journalism and like historical investigations and stuff. But they had a whole one on talking about StarCraft Ghost. Or no, maybe it was them. I don't know. Somebody had a great video on StarCraft Ghost and going into the history of it. Now it may have been a different one though, like the channel that does the like what went wrong. Somebody did a great deep dive into like why did this ultimately fail, and it was just like bouncing around too much or whatever. But like StarCraft Ghost was like so exciting to me when I saw like the screenshots of it way back in the day. You know what? I am still enjoying Bane Signet. Some more plant fibers. Good, good. Do I have all of Kiln Chesterby's stuff? His name's weird. Grandmaster Zerg and the Furious Swarm is a great name for like a StarCraft-inspired something. In life, I was known as a champion of Sirmia. In death, I am but a restless spirit. Please help me. The enchanted armor that sealed my tomb has been stolen. Find it and return it to me so that I may pass into the rift. They made a huge deal out of the Hall of Heroes. My goodness. Like, Guild Wars 2 really needs to get in on the Hall of Heroes thing, is all I'm saying. Because, like, in Guild Wars 1, it's established to be, like, such a huge focal point of the, like, the mists. It's like the center of the mists, and, like, I don't know, but the role of the gods has shrunk over time as well. So anyway, what do I want to spec into? I guess I'll throw these in tactics for now, just to get a slightly stronger heal signet. I played some of my... I have... yeah, he does. I have a... Man, those parallels are really strong now that you mention them. A Cormier solo thing. You get to see Cormier. They give you a permanent blind effect. It's amusing and lore appropriate. But she's a thing for, like, a conversation, and then she pieces out. And it's like, yep, I'm the last of the gods to hang out here who isn't the crazed Balthazar who's been demoted. Bye. And basically gives some, like, answer about, oh, if the gods were to actually enter into a war, it would destroy Tyria, and so we've chosen to, like, leave. I would really like for them to go after the gods, or, like, to involve them again. They're a very interesting part of the lore, and I think a lot of players would like to see them dug into. And knowing ArenaNet, they like to dig into the things that the players want to see, because they also play the game and want to see those things. So I imagine we'll see more stuff with the gods at some point, especially as we're delving into some of the mist stuff more. I really need another my upgraded armor for fighting the Char, don't I? But yeah. Absolutely. Like, Cormier still thing. Especially when you play Path of Fire. Like, any of the stuff taking place in Ilona, they really like Cormier and Ilona. Which is understandable. I should not be standing in lava font. I've been playing a lot of Guild Wars 2 since the summer, because I was like, okay, the expansions are on sale. I'm going to give them a try to see if they addressed any of my issues, and for the most part, they have. The crafting system is still terrible, in my opinion. It's way too grindy, but anyway. She didn't cast incoming. She shouted incoming. It's a shout, not a spell. I have to tease you. But yeah, you're right. Anybody remember the time she accidentally awakened Abaddon and led us into a massive war? And then shouted incoming at us?
They've spotted us. Back to the wall.
Meh. It's really fun coming in here with a level 20 character and just slaughtering all of the char. Maybe I should have invested in strength so my sprint lasted longer. Sprint is one of those skills, though, that like is perfectly fine to use with no investment. Yeah. I love these ruins so much. If any one of your party members reaches Captain Callahan with news of the Char invasion, your entire party will win the mission, says the hint. It's been wild having hints on, by the way. I have not seen these in a decade and a half at least, probably. So seeing them again is just absolutely like, oh, okay. It's absolutely wild. Just all of these things that I had not seen in such a long time. Winning a mission instead of completing a mission. Yeah. Yeah. Me too, Salty. Salty Grease, me too. He won. What did we win? A bunch of char attacking. Your prize is a char attack. I mean, it's a good thing for them to share, but yeah, nobody's looking over this. Something on your face. It was pain.
You're back. Well done. What news of the Char?
Sir, we found Bonfaz Burntfur and the Char army in a valley to the north, but I'm afraid we were spotted. They come for the wall as we speak.
Yep.
There are too many. We'll never hold them back. The wall is lost. We must fall back. Retreat! Retreat!
Maybe close the doors.
Regroup with the bunkers just north of Fort Rannoch. We can't let the Char make it to the capital.
Oh yeah, that's exciting, Fjord. I don't think the servers are likely to go down anytime soon unless ArenaNet just suddenly goes bankrupt, but I want this game to keep going because I like it. These are not the world's most efficient salvages. That is for sure. I don't even know how much. Yeah, I don't know how much the models are needed or whatever. I mean, the thing is, you could just kind of make your own loot tables. Anyway, and just set it up differently. There's probably a lot of stuff on the server side that they do that you wouldn't necessarily be able to duplicate exactly, but it probably doesn't matter that much. I have 12 plant fibers. I think I'm going to save up for leg pieces. Question mark. It's so weird having such an empty bank. Yeah, that would probably be the most convenient thing. Because, like, at the end of the day, getting, like, I mean, if you want to just give me char bags, I'll take them. I don't have any bags yet. Yeah, where you don't need to hoard them. I mean, I'll get bags eventually, but char bags are always fun. Are you in Fort Rannoch or? I'm going to assume this is you. Thank you kindly. That will make this feel proper. Yes, that is what inventory should look like. Well, thank you much for that. I do appreciate it. They do a much better job of giving you bags in the in factions in Nightfall. It's a bit weird to me that they don't have it so up. I think that there is like a collector that will give you bags somewhere, but it's way more obscure. Sergeant Brannon, what's up? Prince Rurik is organizing troops to push the Char back past the wall. The beasts have made it all the way back here to Regent Valley, and we're going to clean it out. You can help us by heading southwest to King's Watch and securing the area around the ruins. Once secure and cleared of Volchar, report to Lord Darren, who is still in charge of Fort Rannoch, I believe. What do you want? Ah, Singed Gargoyle Skulls. Hey, look, a bulwark of Balthazar. Always fun to look at what mods are on these things, because like Bulwark of Balthazar, armor +5 while attacking, but -5 while casting. Doesn't bulwark those fire elementalists. It's more like a bank knot full of a bunch of weapons with mods that I might want to put on a weapon someday. I need Resurrect. One of these gives me Resurrect, right? I know I can buy Guardian. Is it a... I'm going after Tauren right now, by the way. Because I don't want to go clear out King's Watch until have a couple of other quests that take place in that area. I need 7 Zealous Bowstrings in my bank. Nah, it's more like 3 Vampiric Sword Hilts. I've made too many Zealous Bows to have spare bowstrings lying around. Let me check, actually. No, you get Resurrect from In Memory of Paulus. So I need to go talk to the corpse of Paulus over here. The thing is, too, I tend to keep weapons because having mods on weapons is more space efficient. Get some better camera angles than staring straight at the ground. That is the downside, eh? Yeah, I don't know how many euros it is. But in terms of USD, the trilogy on Steam was $7.50 and Eye of the North is $5. So it's like 75% off. Paulus, he's been reduced to item status. Found Paulus's holy symbol. Apparently, he wielded a hammer. That's fair. I've resisted getting a second account for a very long time, quite frankly. But the idea of unlocking everything was too appealing, so. Also, 8 character slots for that price is pretty good. It is wild to think that the average number of accounts like Guild Wars 1 accounts owned by players is more than 1. That also, more bank space and more character slots are much cheaper for to acquire through second account than through account expansions. I wish the store.guildwars.com had gone on sale as well. But that's fun. It's always nice to get a new mini. Oh yeah, I see you're online right now. Yeah. There are many things Guild Wars 2 does better than Guild Wars 1, and one of them is most definitely the way that they handle minis. Okay, so that I need to go talk to Graston. Let's do that first. Yeah. Some of the green ones I don't, but... That's why I always just trade in for the Everlasting Tonics with the birthday vouchers these days. Just, I know that you can potentially get rare and valuable minis to sell, but the tonics stack. So that is way more appealing to me. Hey, Bonetti. Oh, Gwen's Broken Flute Snow over there. Neat. Paulus is dead? This is grim news indeed. I fear that we may be fighting a losing battle here. Our numbers dwindle while the enemies keep on increasing. I keep telling myself not to give in to despair, but it is getting more difficult with each death that I couldn't prevent. Yay! Heal area unlocked. Now to never use it. Actually, I did use it on Necro back in the day. Oh, wow. Getting scammed out of your mini Kunavang. That's brutal. I have one last thing to ask of you, although it is not a pleasant duty. Paulus had only one person who he was very close with, a woman named Melka Blanston. They were often seen together just outside of Ascalon City. If you could take her news of Paulus's death, I'd be grateful. She deserves to hear of it from the one who found him. Take his holy symbol to her as well, so that it might offer her some amount of comfort. This is the most unpleasant job that we monks have, and it is becoming a disturbingly frequent one. Still, someone must perform this unpleasant task. What say you? I will speak with Melka. Ironic that we're like, oh no, this guy died. Here, let me teach you how to resurrect people. There is this weird sort of narrative incongruity with like resurrection is absolutely a thing, so how are people staying dead sort of stuff. Who's opening the garage door? Probably my dad, if I had to guess. Could you all hear it through the microphone? I think it may have been opened. I see. I'm used to it enough that I can just kind of block it out, but my room is kind of above the garage, so. I feel like my microphone is less good at, or is better at picking up ambient sounds than I feel like it used to be. Which is not entirely a good thing. Okay, I don't need to be fighting these. I'm going back to Ascalon City. Bone staff contains bones. Okay, I should be able to craft some more armor with 4. I want to get the legs and then probably an axe helmet. So I am kind of sticking with axe mastery. I wonder if Sedgwick makes anything good. Charhide leggings. Excellent. Thank you. Goodbye, Ringmail. It was nice knowing you. How you ran at my Ascalon guard. There was never a more beautiful place in Ascalon. Hard to believe it. Hard to believe looking at this wasteland, isn't it? Yep. Oh, you just customize things? Never mind that. We're slowly getting there. Hey, Melka. I have bad news. Was this Paulus's holy symbol? Then that means he's gone. Paulus would often offer me some comfort after my husband went off to fight the Char. Now who will I turn to? The gods are cruel to steal everything that I love away from me. I want to thank you for delivering this to me, but please just leave me to my grief. I accept. I do like live vicariously. Maybe it's time. Okay. I had another quest turn in. The Ambassador's Quandary, yes. Ambassador Zane for my reward. Yep, that sure is an empty inventory. You have my sincerest thanks for ridding us of that troublesome Tauren. It gives me hope to see that not all the people of Ascalon are blinded by the troubles of old. May the unseen ones watch over you. Mission of peace. You've been a friend to me, and I'm grateful. Now I have another favor to ask. My men and I are in constant danger as long as we remain here. I have physical evidence of the threat, something that might convince the Vanguard to help. If you'll take it to Gateguard Hollis, perhaps the Vanguard will agree to provide protection for us. You'll find him guarding the eastern gate in Old Ascalon. Yes. Evidence. The Vanguard, though, because it's with the prince who's friendly with the ambassador, rather than the king's guard or the king's army, who is not. Oh, hey, some devourer parts. Okay, let's check out this axe. My current axe is 5 to 10, and this one is 6 to 16, and does bonus damage against the char. Clearly a superior axe. What? Oh, Holy Staff. This must be a reward item as well. Divine Favor. Armor plus 10 versus piercing damage. All right. It's actually fun using some of these quest reward weapons and getting them as like upgrades to what I'm using. Fire has undone Ascalon, and now Farah may be her salvation. What brings you to me? Nothing, Elementalist Azir. You have a really cool armor. Cool might be the wrong word to describe it. It's very fiery. Okay, let's go get this stuff delivered to Gateguard Hollis. Let's get a week live vicariously on myself. Brings back memories of farming griffins with live vicariously on me. That's something that I miss being able to have happen. The worst maintained enchantment. I don't know. Have you seen the shadow step that's maintained that shadow steps you to an ally? The opposite of Aura of Displacement, as it were? I think that one's probably worse. Because that one, if nothing else, it's an elite. And I think it's still 10 energy. I should be using Sprint with some regularity here. I could actually go with Rush. I have no idea when I get that. Master Ranger Nente. Mission of Peace. Nothing like the jingle of gold, eh? This will do nicely. Nicely indeed. Ambassador Zane will have his protection. Yes, he will. Okay. I'll return to Ambassador Zane for my reward later. I thought of the name that I want for my Elementalist character on this account, and now I kind of want to just, like, take a moment and make her. Oh dear. Yes, hide those bags. I can, but I'm going to sell these things first. But I think I will. It won't take long. Good old role-playing character. Prophecies, of course. Elementalist. What do I want her to look like? Probably that skin tone. Definitely not that hair. That one's not bad. This is the one that I have on mine in that, but I don't think I'm going to do that here. Oh, I don't like this hangy tassely bit. I kind of like that one. Yeah, like I don't want to do this hairstyle again because doing the same one again feels particularly weird. So I think I'll go with this one. Ooh, you can do blue hair? Man, elementalists have good hair colors. Yeah, I mean, it depends upon the armor set, but yes, generally. I kind of like that one. I kind of like this blue, though. It's very vibrant. I think I'm going to go with that blue. Now I just have to find a face I like. Probably... I like that one. Wow, that is extremely white. I think I like slightly paler skin with lighter hair like that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Short as possible. All of these characters will be as short as possible, and purple is my favorite color, so we're going to go with purple armor. Yeah. There we go. Sophia Rex. That's the name I want. And create button.
The last day dawns on the kingdom of Ascalon. It arrives with no fanfare, no tolling of alarms. Those who will remember will speak fondly of the warm morning breeze. People carry on with their daily lives, unaware that in a short while, everything they have ever known will come to an end.
That is a good question.
Scribe,
Yes, my lord.
these Char are relentless, but we shall hold the wall at all costs.
Yes, my lord.
Take this message to Sir Titus. Go forth and recruit the strongest, the smartest. Bring to me the bravest in all of Ascalon. Find me the heroes who will lead our kingdom to glory.
As you command, my king.
I don't know if I can recall offhand any NPCs that speak fondly of the warm morning breeze. I mean, yes. That's true. Of course. Can't use that massive trebuchet. I do wonder if that camera move is thrown off by... By the way, I'm not going to bother like reading all of these in detail because I just did it last time. Just, you know, ditch and go straight to Cried and said, see ya. This is the exact same spot where you spawn in post-searing. It's just the post-searing version that you spawn into. And that blew my mind last time. Somehow I didn't recognize it. Okay. Get out of here, Cape. And I don't know how it didn't cross my mind, but it didn't. Yes, I will take these, and now I will switch back to the character who I'm actually playing through right now. But yeah, it's the spot right here that you spawn in at. I'm going to go back there just because I feel like it. Oh, I also, while I'm walking, I should rearrange my attributes. I don't need any of those or any of those. Let me get more axe mastery and healing prayers and then a point in strength. As I walk awkwardly into NPCs. Hello, Shiro's descendant, who's always hanging out there. I don't know. There's just somebody with that character sets him up there and then has Guild Wars running on the background for no reason that I am able to discern. Because here's the gate. Here's where Sir Titus was standing. Here's the gate that led over to the academy area. It's even more poignant doing it back to back, you know? And here's the building that we were standing by. Oh, look, it's ruined now. And this is where you pop in post-searing. And it's like, you spawn in here in post-searing, and it's the exact same spot you spawn in pre-searing. And it is amazing to me that they did that. And somehow I did not realize that. I know, right? It's just that moment going to post-searing. It's like, you have in your head, if you don't know anything about the searing, right, you're coming to the game effectively blind, which is what was my experience. That moment, that opening moment, I like this right here. That opening moment when you think you know what to expect from the game, and then the searing happens, and it's just absolutely mind-blowing. I love it so much. But it's just wild to me that there are still things that I just never noticed. And I've been playing this game for friggin' 18 years. Yeah, exactly. People love it so much that there's people who just want to stay there. It still feels really weird going to the Northlands. Oh, it's such a powerful contrast. It's something that I'm drawn to wanting to do. Narratively, because I like it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be rushing missions quite as quickly as you are, but also at level 20 you're able to get through them a bit more quickly than I can. Ah, so you saw the evidence Guard Hollis required. Yes, well, we do what we must in this life. Thank you for delivering it. You're welcome. Let's see. What quest do I have? Regent Valley Defense. Supplies for the Duke. I would like to do supplies for the Duke. Let's see. There's a bunch of stuff out here, actually. After the searing, I couldn't just sit there and do nothing. Ashford was destroyed, and I'd be damned if I wasn't going to fight for what was left of Ascalon. Turns out I even had some natural ability with weapons, so the prince and the duke welcomed me into their vanguard, and I haven't looked back. Things can get a little lonely out here on the front lines, though, and watching most of your friends die can really take it out of you. Old Mac was just about the only one from the old days left, and he and his creepy pet went missing during our last battle. Would you do me a favor and head to the breach? See if you can find his body. I'll find his body for you. Undertaker Quartus is a trap. That should be marked as a Necromancer only quest, but it isn't. Yeah, I understand that. That little Tom, he's a blight on the honor of this unit. We've been out here doing what no one else will, and he goes and deserts. Where's the honor? Where's the pride? Where's his loyalty to those of us who stuck our necks out to protect his sorry butt? If you see that lowly dog, you tell him that fair capo can hold a grudge for a long, long time. You better sleep light, 'cause if we ever get out of this hole, I'm coming for him, and he's gonna wish he never left us. All right. I'll tell him if I see him. The name Vigo just makes me think of Viggo Mortensen. Siege at Pick and Square. Ah, good. It's you.